Hello friends, myself Dr. Mohan Tade from Sihagad Institute of Technology Lonavala, introducing MHRD's National Innovation and Startup Policy, that is NISP, for students and faculties. Purpose of this video is to just create awareness amongst the students and faculties about innovations, startups and entrepreneurship. This short informative video covers what is National Innovation and Startup Policy, why this policy is to be required, what is vision behind this policy and how we can implement it at our institute. Initially, let us know what is NISP, that is National Innovation and Startup Policy. This is a guiding framework prepared by MHRD to actively engage students, faculties in innovation and entrepreneurship related activities at institute. This guiding framework will bring uniformity across HEIs in terms of intellectual property ownership management, technology, licensing and institutional startup policy. So it enables to create robust innovation and startup ecosystem across all HEIs. Main reasons to develop such policies are: in India, we will rarely find innovation, entrepreneurship, startup at epicenter of education. There will be no support to engage students and faculty to participate in innovation and industry. There will be always fear of failure about any business, so startup and entrepreneurship is never a primary career option. Recently, there is a big surge in unemployment in India and not sure all educated will get the job. There is a big gap between what we give it to the student and what industry required. And of course, our syllabus and faculty are not tuned with market needs, and so on. This policy is developed by MHRD keeping vision in mind, like make India $5 trillion economy by 2024, to give high quality technical human resources capable of doing research, innovation and entrepreneurship, to provide ways to institute for developing entrepreneurial agenda, managing IPR ownership, technology licensing and equity sharing in startups or enterprises established by faculty and students, and to encourage students and faculties to consider startups and entrepreneurship as a career option. There are 10 regulatory steps suggested by MHRD to implement NISP at institute. We will see it one by one. Step number 1 is strategies and governance. Here it is expected that we as an institute should define some sustainable financial strategy. Some innovation fund, at least 1% of total institute budget, should be allocated for funding and supporting for innovation and startup related activities. We can raise funds from different sources like DST, DBT, MHRD, AICT and so on. Non-government sources like industries should be also encouraged to do the same. Once you prove, fund can be even raised by sponsorship and donation by local bodies. We can even go to alumni for funding just like IITs. Means entrepreneurship culture should not be limited to boundary of institute. We can move to society, different schools, colleges, farmers, individuals, invite them for programs and share ideas. Next step to implement NISP is startups enabling institutional infrastructure. Infra provided for this activity should be open for 24/7 to students, staff and faculties of all disciplines. This pre-incubation and incubation center should be separately registered. This facility should be provided to the students, faculty and staff for nominal fees. Next step is nurturing innovation and startup. Nurturing means caretaking while growing. Here, institute needs to establish some mechanism for nurturing innovation and startup with the help of UG, PG, PhD students, staff, faculty, alumni and potential startup applicants even from outside the institution. In this, institute need to ensure licensing IPR, allow student and faculty to set up startup during the studying or working, provide address to register the company in the campus, allow student to sit for examination even if attendance is less than minimum, semester or year break from the work should be given for their startups. Every faculty should be encouraged to mentor at least one startup. Next step is regarding product ownership rights. In this, it is said IPR is to be jointly owned by inventors and institute in case institute facility fund were used. Inventors and institute could together license the product or IPR. If not together, the inventor can decide to license the technology to third parties. In case of dispute in ownership, a minimum 5-member committee should be formed. In decision-making committee, institute can include heads of department, head of institute, deans and senior faculty members for solving the issue. Step number 5 is regarding organizational capacity, human resources and incentives. For NISP, institute should recruit faculties those have a strong entrepreneurial or industrial experience, behavior and attitude. There should be cross-departmental linkages by sharing faculties in order to gain maximum utilization of internal resources and knowledge. Faculties and staff should be encouraged to do courses on innovation, entrepreneurship management and venture development. Next step is creating innovation pipeline and pathways for entrepreneurs at institute level. Here, MHRD suggests different ways to create entrepreneurs. Spread awareness among students, faculty and staff about the value of entrepreneurship. Student, faculty and staff should be taught that innovation is a mechanism to solve the problems of the society and consumers. Encourage them to develop entrepreneurial mindset through experimental learning. Establish cell as per the guidelines by MHRD's innovation cell and allocate appropriate budget for its activity and keep it on web homepage. Here some norms are defined for faculty startups. Faculty startups should originate from institute, means consider those technologies where significant work happen at institute level. Develop a policy on conflict of interest. No mix between ongoing research at institute and startups. Leave for semester or year will be given for the same. Other research faculty should not involve in startup and vice versa. Next is pedagogy and learning intervention for entrepreneurship development. This is just like teaching learning methods in our academics. In this, diversified approach should be adopted using mentors, labs, case studies, games, etc. Here, some different teaching methods should be included like case studies on business failure and real-life experience reports by startups. Failure should be discussed like a part of life. Entrepreneurship education should be imparted to students at curricular or co-curricular or extracurricular levels. Before going for startup, industry linkage should be developed. There should be a survey on latest trend. Teaching and training material should be developed for startups. Next step is collaboration, co-creation, business relationship and knowledge exchange. In this scheme, stakeholders' engagement should be given prime importance. In this, students, faculty and management all are stakeholders for above agenda. Institute should find potential partner resource organizations, micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, that is MSMEs, social enterprises, schools, alumni, professional bodies and entrepreneurs to support entrepreneurship and co-design the program. Knowledge exchange through collaboration and partnership should be made a part of institutional policy. And last step suggested by MHRD to implement NISP at institute is entrepreneurial impact assessment. Formulation of strategy and impact assessment should go hand in hand. Success should be measured in terms of sustainable social, financial and technological impact in the market. Commercial success is the only measure in long run. At the end, I hope you understand NISP and different steps to implement it at institute. Interested faculty, staffs and students can be a part of this NISP cell. I request all the student, faculty and staff to start working on your innovation, patent, prototype, product, startup, entrepreneurial activities and consultancy so that you will be the part of this policy. If having any query, you are always welcome. Thank you.